Well, it's nearly that time of year again, isn't it? It's time for the Kennard Hire Rally Australia. So where are we? Well, we're in Coffs Harbour, and as you can tell, we're in this glorious workshop. And who is the man sitting next to me? Well, it's Coffs Harbour's #1 rally driver, one of Australia's leading rally drivers for many years, Nathan Quinn. Rally Australia, Coffs Harbour. Really, it's what it's all about for you every year, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. It's my own Wimbledon in Coffs Harbour, so it's fantastic.
Do we get strawberries and cream then, if it's Wimbledon?
If you speak to the right people, I'm sure we can line that up.
Listen, you know, Nathan, you've been synonymous with this event for many years. Obviously, the one that I suppose most people will remember was your outing in the Mini. Quinny in the Mini.
Yeah.
What a year that was.
Oh, it was fantastic. Just the whole buzz in the whole town, every stage, you know, everywhere I went, it was unreal. But since then, I'm not so mini.
Yeah, but you know, it must be a little frustrating for you because you did so well that year. You know, you made a real name for yourself outside of Australia. Obviously, anyone that follows rallying in Australia will know perfectly well what you're capable of. But I think you kind of surprised the world of rallying, not just by your performance, but by your personality. I've been doing my job at stage ends for 11 years, and I don't think I've laughed so much. I mean, it was raw, it was emotional, it was honest, it was entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Look, one of the biggest things for me when we got that, what I call a miracle drive, was to make sure I'll let people know that, okay, maybe someone doesn't think that maybe I deserve it, but I wanted people to know that I completely embraced exactly what was happening, and I just wanted to enjoy it for everything it was. And I think I did the best out of that, and I'm pretty sure I got a lot of other people following as well.
Yeah, and I think you did show that you did deserve it, because the performance on the stages really caught a few people out and surprised a few people.
Yeah, and we were hoping for about another 10 more stages, and I reckon I would have been up there. But it was a fantastic experience, and a credit to the people that got it done. And we're very fortunate to still be rallying, and we wish we were in another WRC car, but we're doing the best with what we can.
Well, let's talk about the rallying that you're doing just now, because you're having a quite remarkable year in the Australian Rally Championship. This old girl behind us here, she's familiar. I think I saw her once at the end of a stage in Rally Australia, missing some panels, missing some glass. She's been around a little bit.
It has. We call her Shirley. She's had more hits than Shirley Bassey. And for sure, we did the rally in 11, the first one here in Coffs Harbour, and we got a little bit bored with the windscreen, so we decided to kick it out and do the super special. And I think we won the production stage time there. So yeah, it's done a few miles and it's treated us well, and every time everybody knows what to look for at the Coffs Rally.
Yeah, and this year you're obviously competing in the Australian Rally Championship, and you're up against, you know, the might of the factory Subaru team, some very well supported other semi-factory teams, and it's going remarkably well for you. You were leading the championship until the last round. We come to the Kennard Hire Rally Australia, and that's the title decider, and you've still got every chance in this old beast of a car of winning the championship.
Yeah, we really do hope we can pull it together. What we've tried to do all year is basically give Coffs Harbour another 2013 for better words. You know, what we're trying to do with winning the Australian Championship here at our home round is try and create the same sort of entertainment that they had when I was in the Mini. So you know, it should be a good rally for us, and hopefully we can stir it up for the crowds. Like, if we go off and we win the Australian Championship in front of our hometown, hey, we're going to take main show over the World Championship, I'm telling you now.
I want to be there at that final stop line. I want to be there at the first stop line, because I'm already looking forward to it. You know, you did, I think, make an impression on a lot of people in the couple of years that you've done. But talk to us, Nathan, about what our drivers from Europe can expect this year with Rally Australia. There are a few new stages. The weather's been interesting here. What can we expect in terms of the roads for this year's Rally Australia?
Well, I think everybody comes here and looks forward to the big Nambucca stage. I believe there's a few changes to that, and that's like your typical sort of Shire road stage, similar to your New Zealand roads, fast flowing crests, makes for some great photography in sections of that. And then this year we got a few more forest stages. Now, a part of the route's sort of being used in patches all over the year. The new forest stuff is just what I absolutely love. You know, it's treacherous, it's tight, it's narrow, and it's really fast. And unfortunately, there are some trees on the side. And if you do know the area quite as well as me, where there's no trees, there's dirty big drops. So wow. It should be pretty interesting in terms of...
Someone get a telephone. It's a working environment, isn't it? You know, someone's still working behind us.
Yeah, we're just doing that to try and make it look busy, actually. But yeah, this year I think it's going to be really, really interesting. We've had some changes to the route away from the Shire back into the forest, and some great sort of forest stuff there. it'll be tricky. It will be tricky. With the weather, I think it's going to throw a curveball right at the last minute.
Do you know, we've seen weather here in the past. I think a lot of people remember the time that it poured with rain and we saw the likes of Novikov going off, but most spectacularly, we saw Sebastian Loeb rolling on the Saturday a few years ago when we had that rain. But we're not expecting that this year. It's completely the opposite, isn't it? You've had a terrible dry spell here. What will that mean in terms of road position? Because road position in this rally could be critical in terms of this year's championship and where the championship goes.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing here when it gets dry is it's going to chop up. So there's going to be that real fine spot where you want to be on the road. And probably, you know, that sort of car 3 or 4, maybe 5. But before and after that, it's going to be treacherous. It'll be really interesting just to see how it does cope. There's a bit of repeat of some sections of road. And in the forest stuff, it's not as well hard packed as the Shire. So I think it will be a really good turn up of the leaderboard.
What about the potential for dust? Even running 3-minute gaps, which I suspect we'll go to. Might dust be a deciding factor in this?
Yeah, look, I think the dust will play a bit of a drama. We generally don't have too much of an issue. Last year was a pretty rare case in the Newry stage where they had to shorten it because of the dust. So all we can hope for is a little bit of wind. Maybe we can all take a couple of Des fans with us, put them on the front of the car, perhaps.
The big question, the most important question that all us Europeans are interested in. When we used to come here in September time, we didn't have too many problems with the local wildlife. The snakes were still sleeping. November time is right into snake and spider season though. Should we be worried? Am I going to be okay in my sandals?
Well, the best thing about the time it's at now is generally in September's magpie season. I tell you, I'm absolutely terrified of magpies. Yeah, they'll swoop you. You'll ride down the road and they'll attack you. And I reckon they're more deadly than a snake. So each their own. But yeah, be careful when you're walking in the bush. But the snakes are pretty good.
Someone said to me that as long as I'm singing, as long as I'm heavy-footed, which I am normally anyway, I should be all right. Any particular songs I should sing?
Yeah, actually, I'll let you know on that. Just let me know how you go with the songs.
How about Snakes in the Grass? Who sang that? That song?
I think that could be a bit before my time.
Listen, there's going to be a fantastic atmosphere here, Nathan. Tell me, you're a local boy. You're very, very much. This is your family business. How many years have you been in business here?
5 years. I've been here 5 years. And the rally's been here about that long as well.
Well, what does it mean? What does it mean for Coffs Harbour? The World Championship coming here. What does it mean for the people of Coffs Harbour?
Oh, look, it may not be a direct input, but the biggest thing is that I get friends come up to me and their kids, and my kid was playing Rally Australia in their lounge room at home, and messages from people overseas going, is this what the roads are like? So people are recognising Coffs Harbour due to the rally, and I think that goes a long way. When those kids grow up, they're going to go holiday destination. What crops to their mind? Well, let's go where the rally used to. So I think it's a long-term sort of marketing advantage for our town. We should be very, very lucky and very proud of it. And I think the majority of New South Wales is pretty jealous of us.
I'm sure they are, and but it's because you guys welcome us. We all come from various parts of the world to cover the rally here, and I love it. I love coming because it's Coffs Harbour is a relatively small town, but the atmosphere, everyone supports the rally, everyone's here to do as good a job as they can to make us feel welcome. The atmosphere in the town itself for Rally Week is a wee bit special.
Yeah, Rally Week's definitely great. That's for me it's a weird sort of sense of emotions, and you walk down the street and people are, they want to come and cuddle you and kiss you, and I don't know if you get that, but I get that quite regularly.
No, I don't that often, unfortunately,
but no, it's a real warm feeling in the town, and it's great to see everybody get behind such a big event. It's a circus, really, and everybody wants to go see a circus.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Very much looking forward to it. We're a few weeks out just now, Nathan. We know that there are opportunities these days to have a little bet on the WRC. You're the man with the local knowledge, the inside knowledge of the stages. What about a 1, 2, 3? Is it too early to perhaps predict a 1, 2, 3 for this one?
I could be a little bit, maybe a little bit biased. Obviously, Hayden's as close to a brother I could say. So I'd like to see him get up there and definitely be in the top 3. But I dare say at this stage, I don't know who's going to come out on top. I reckon Oit will probably take the win here.
Here's an interesting question. Sorry to cut you short, but the man who was first on the roads on Friday, can he win this rally? Whoever that man might be, can he win this rally?
I think the best thing about Coffs Harbour, even though we're not expecting wet weather, I think that it might change at the last minute. And I don't think you can really make a good judgment yet until the rally actually starts. Can you do it? Well, obviously you can't, because I started the rally as first car a couple of years ago. So. But it's definitely possible. It all comes down to how much rain we get between now and then.
So I cut you short. You mentioned Hayden Padden, you mentioned Oit Tanak. Who else is going to be there?
Yeah, and I reckon it'll probably go Oit, and then probably Thierry Neuville, and then Ogier. That would be my.
I think you're not far off. I think Ogier might not have to win it to actually win the championship. It's going to be a cracker though. Nathan, listen, we're very much looking forward to seeing you here in Coffs Harbour in a few weeks' time. We're looking forward to welcoming the WRC circus. Thank you very much for giving us your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.